It's the end of the year, the Game Awards is over, and the conclusion for the AllforGrowth Videogame Draft is here. I'm Djinnsenng from Djinnsenng News, your #1 source for news I feel like talking about. But before I tell you how the draft ended, I have to catch you up on what happened since the last draft video. I stopped reporting for a bit because there were constantly back-to-back game releases, and I can only make videos so fast. So let's start with the updated scores since the last time. Choss the Sauce's Dragonball Sparking Zero gained a 7.0. Choss also finally traded the Wolf Among Us 2, due to rumors of it being pushed back to 2025, for the newest BioWare edition, Dragon Age The Veilguard, giving an 8.2, which was the last game to score for his lineup in November, bringing him to a 39.5. Easy's Warhammer Space Marines 2 getting an 8.1, and his Plucky Squire getting an 8.2, with Wen's Metaphor Refantazio getting a 9.4, making it the highest scoring game in the video game draft. And last year's champ, Ken Knows It All, also got his last game to score, Mario and Luigi Brothership, which got a 6.6, also bringing him to a 39.5. Hey, if there's one thing I can say about the Lieutenant, is that he is loyal to Nintendo despite whatever. Now that all the games were scored, November signaled the end of the draft, and with the scores at the time shown, that through normal trades and drafts and maybe one challenge, When Easy would have won the draft with a 42.9. But this is the second year of the AllforGrowth draft, so it couldn't just end there. Remember the draft challenges? Well, since everybody was busy living life, it was hard for Commissioner ThatmanTripp to schedule the challenges. So he decided to do a final blitz for all the missed challenges to not only shake up the draft, but give extra opportunities for other players to gain power-ups. So I'm going to carefully go through the challenges, their winners, along with what power-ups those winners gained and how they used them. First, they started with the Promised Party Animals challenge for a well-adjusted home matchup.
The plunger, why is it in my ass?
Keep him in front of the mob.
Take the plunger out of my ass. Please take the plunger out of my ass.
I don't know how to do it, bro.
Which ended up with challenger Choss winning and spinning to get the Free Agent Override power-up, which gives him the ability to swap out one of his current games to get an already scored game that was not already selected by anyone else in the draft. And Choss picked a 9.1 UFO 50, removing 7.0 Dragonball Sparking Zero. The next challenge was a Fortnite kill race for the most kills, which also had its own great clips.
Turn the TV off, turn the TV off, and there's more in the distance. What's the record?
Fuck you, bitch! An RPG? You're such a pussy!
But also ended with Choss winning, beating Wen in a very close matchup, gaining another Free Agent Override, letting Choss switch up his whole flow for the draft. And Choss gained a 9.2 Animal Well in exchange for the 7.1 Rise of the Ronin. They then moved to the next challenge of Fortnite Rocket Racing, to which contestant When Easy won, gaining the power-up Pick Thief, which gives him the power to take someone else's draft pick in exchange for one of his. And Wen took the game Animal Well off of Choss's hands and gave him the modest 8.1 Warhammer Space Marine 2. Not too bad of an exchange, and that ended the first batch of gains for the draft blitz. As you can see, just a few good power-ups brought Choss to tying for second, to being first, to then going back to a more definitive second place. And I'm not even done talking about the results of the draft blitz. There was more. The next challenge consisted of Jackbox Games, which was another power struggle between Wen and Choss, to which Choss won again, gaining the power-up Pick Swap, gives the player the ability to swap games between two other contestants. And in the funniest way, swap Wen's freshly gained 9.2 Animal Well for Grizz on 13th's 5.4 South Park Snow Day. What a nice guy. Prompting Wen to ask, why are we rewarding Grizz for bad game choices?
Oh, he's a little generous.
How the fuck is that generous?
I let you keep Metaphor Fantasio.
Oh, you let me keep 2.2 extra points?
With the
First,
real-
that's all I'm saying. I got hit for.
Damn.
Let me
I
do the
dropped Chos from
retest.
a 4.3 to like a 4.2. I just want to emphasize the I got hit first. Go ahead.
And you've been knocked down to third, but again, still some chances to catch up and get something and get back in the game. How you feeling about being knocked off the perch but not out the fight?
Like, it's interesting because in my mind, I'm like, what could I have done to avoid this? And it's either understand the mind of people who do internet surveys for Jackbox, or teach Grizz to pick good games. Right? Like that's like those are my only two options. It's like walking into a courtroom. It's like walking into a courtroom to fight a ticket, and the judge daps up the police officer. Like, what do you do then? Like, what do you do?
Despite the results gaining an hilarious spiel from Wen, Chos's actions actually brought the game closer for a win, even bringing Grizz to a second despite being in last place for most of the year. Going into the next challenge, Golf with Friends, having Wen coming out the winner, gaining the power-up of Permalock, locking down the 9.4 Metaphor Refantazio from any more greasy power-up hands, despite Wen saying that in 40 minutes, nothing has changed, and having Chos concentrating on the spin more than usual. Now this brings me to the final leg of the draft blitz. I know, this is a lot of information. Stick with me. The final blitz started with Fall Guys that went to the winner, Wen Easy, moving to a 2v2 game of Rocket League that gave us the winners Wen and Grizz, beating Chos and Ken Knows It All, giving Wen and Grizz a power-up, struggling along to a Halo Infinite free-for-all, giving Chos one more power-up for the draft. And after the fighting, the scuffles, the game turnarounds, and Ken not winning a single draft challenge, it was time for the power-up spins. Starting with Wen, who had asked Tripp for one shuffle before the spins, first gaining another pick thief. Looks like power-ups ain't fun no more. Wen taking the 9.1 UFO 50 and giving the 5.4 South Park Snow Day to Chos. And with Chos being surprised on the decision, having Wen respond saying,
"Who gave this to me? This is your responsibility."
Then for Wen's next spin, gaining his first pick swap of the draft, swapping Grizz's 8.5 Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth for Chos's 5.4 South Park Snow Day, bringing Snow Day back home to Grizz like a prodigal son return, when then saying,
"It's your responsibility too."
Dang!
Prompting a few comments from Grizz.
You should have just kept it with the op, nigga, but alright.
He played.
Motherfucker, you're the reason this
You're
game
the
is
op.
here.
You're the
I'm not the
op,
op.
brother.
Respect.
You're the
Can
op.
we get to my spin, please?
Like,
Yeah.
how are you mad? You're mad you got your game back.
Because now,
Like, what do you mean?
you gave me whatever.
It depends.
Get
You
to my
might get
spin.
the
Pushing Tripp to move to get to his own spin, gaining Grizz a free agent override. Finally getting rid of the cursed South Park Snow Day for the well-received Indiana Jones in the Great Circle, gaining a 9.0. For Chos's spin, the final power-up spin for the AllforGrowth Video Game Draft, gaining a Permalock. To which Chos locked in Tekken 8, which Chos said didn't really matter because with no more spins, who you holding the game from? So at this point, I would tell you that Wen Easy won the AllforGrowth Video Game Draft. I would tell you this, but Commissioner Tripp had a bonus challenge for one more point to be gained by having the contestants try to get the most correct picks from the winners of the Game Awards categories. And considering this is a lot more information, I'm just gonna give you the guys' voting cards and tell you that Ken won the bonus point, and that nobody got the Game of the Year, with 2 people picking Black Myth Wukong, Wen picking Elden Ring, and Chos picking Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, all for Astrobot to sail away with it all. Now I can tell you the final results of the AllforGrowth Video Game Draft. In last place with Black Myth Wukong, 8.2, Prince of Persia, 8.7, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, 8.6, Princess Peach Showtime, 7.4, and Mario and Luigi Brothership, 6.6. And a bonus point from the Game Awards Challenge is Ken Knows It All with 40.5. Looks like having 3 Nintendo games on the roster did not put him in the place he wanted to be. Maybe next time, champ. In third place with Senua Saga, Hellblade 2, 8.2, Animal Well, 9.2, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, 7.6, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, 7.4, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, 9.0, is Grizz on 13th with 41.4. Whether you think he deserved it or not, or if you think he properly took responsibility for the draft South Park Snow Day, Grizz's placement showed that he can stay consistent as he gained third again just like last year. Hopefully that consistency leads him to higher platforms. In second place with Dragon's Dogma 2, 8.3, Warhammer Space Marines 2, 8.1, Dragon Age The Veilguard, 8.2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, 8.5, and Tekken 8, 8.9, is Chaucer Sauce with 42.0. An amazing showing for his first time in the AllforGrowth Video Game Draft, displaying that he has a great eye for the gaming space, and with 40% of his roster coming from someone else, showed that he can also win challenges to take your shit too. Now in first place, with Persona 3 Reload 8.4, Plucky Squire 8.2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth 8.8, UFO 50 9.1, and Metaphor Refantazio 9.4 is Win Easy with a 43.9. When finally claiming his championship, despite Commissioner Tripp throwing obstacle after obstacle in his way, Windscrap just to prove that he knows it all too, showing that with or without power-ups, he can still take the crown. So congratulations to Win Easy, you have earned your victory, and you deserve it. Also, congratulations to Commissioner ThatmanTripp for another successful year, and thank you to the other contestants for helping make an interesting event. My closing statements: the AllforGrowth Video Game Draft showed us again that gaming has so much potential. You can never exactly predict how gaming impacts others. From surprise announcements of games thought lost to time, to certain games taking the crown in an amazing surprise, to what games can inspire you to make a positive change in other people's lives. Some of the best games of the year weren't even drafted. Okay, I'm kind of pushing it on time. If there are a few things you can take away from this, is that gaming is still thriving as a commercial product and an art form despite executive and grifter efforts, that gaming can still inspire and drive others towards positive changes despite what legacy media tries to perpetuate, that even the simplest looking game has the depth to redefine how you think games bring amusement to others. And if you never got an inkling on any of that and still have a negative approach to video games, I don't know what you're doing in the space, because gaming is fun and it can be more if you let it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we back! It's time! It's time!
Mario vs. Donkey Kong coming out February 16th. It's a safe pick. It can't get lower than 8. I'm gonna pick South Park Snow Day. You need to play, man. I'm not playing this year.
They don't believe in their game. There was dude, I would pick it.
They don't believe in their games, Mr. Hogwarts Legacy? You picked that!
Heavy hitter of this year, and the truthful heavy hitter. This heavy hitter brought me to tears. And I'm gonna go with Paper Mario 1000 Year Door.
I don't watch too much basketball, so I don't really know why people hate Adam Silver. But if he be doing shit like this, I get it.
Steal, that's not even tough. Nigga, I didn't get it wrong.
The steal is not tough. That's very underhanded, but you have to answer in the form of a
Okay, man, come on, next question, man. Okay, Kendall, man. Honest, I'm gonna be honest. Let me tell you a little parable about me.
Tell me about it in second place.
I don't really like losing, and I don't think this shit is
You must hate this right now, then.
I'm fucking disgusted.
Even in front of the mob.
Take the plunger out of my eye. Please take the plunger out of my eye.
I don't know how to do it, bro.
Yeah, Grizz, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think you need to say anything right now, brother. I got your game in my back pocket for some reason.
You know, man, alright, to be fair, man.
No, there's no need to be fair. Nothing has been fair about this since its inception. Go ahead.
How you feeling about being knocked off the perch but not out the fight?
My mouth is
Oh my goodness, click it. The directional buttons.
game.
Damn.
We can't pause it. Wow, he got
No, that's not fair. No!
Charge our devices. Make sure the bitches is juiced up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It's like walking into a courtroom. It's like walking into a courtroom to fight a ticket, and the judge daps up the police officer. Like, what do you do then? Like, what do you do?
Literally, I think the last like 3 barbers I've had have been Dominicans. I swear. Like literally.
Tell you, they nice. I can't
Bro,
lie.
they be mad nice.
This is your responsibility.
Bro, come on, you did that first.
This is your responsibility. I did what to you?
You did it
I
first,
gave you an
brother.
8.1.
Okay. He played hot potato. He played hot
You
potato.
should have just kept it with the op, nigga, but alright.
He played.
You're the reason this
You're
game
the
is
op.
here.
You're the
I'm not the
op.
op.
You're the
Can we
op.
get to that spin, please?
Like, how are you mad? You're mad you got your game back.
Because now,
What do you mean?
you gave me a, whatever.
It depends. You might get the.
And that's it. That's pretty much nothing else left to do for the Video Game Draft 2024. It's done and dusted. All that really there is left to do, again, is to say thank you. 1, to everybody who's watched even a second of this stuff across the year. That means way more than you know. Your support does, and we're going to try and make this thing bigger.